Hello, hello. It is day 67 of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. And it is June 28th, 2024. Um, my voice, my throat, everything is still a little raw, coughing lots, so bear with me if I'm coughing during this episode. I will try my best not to. And so, okay, I am super excited to share today's episode. First of all, because it's so much more positive. And I know we don't always have to be positive and all of that, but it feels better, right? It just always feels better when you're in the positive than when you're in the negative. But I, yeah, feeling very good about today. So I had another sign up for my Wild Feminine Leaders Inner Circle today. Um, I was in a similar boat to last time. It was really interesting. So I had, um, I got the yes and the like payment plan that she wanted to do and all of that stuff. And, was like, Kate, let me do up the contract, send it over, all of that stuff. And I had a day. So the kids were going crazy. I took Jace and Casey into the doctor to get the results for all this testing that we've been doing for Jace. And they were just awful, like absolutely horrendous in the doctor's office, climbing all over the place, fighting, screaming at each other, like would not stop. Didn't matter what I said, didn't matter what I did. I was like, this is awful. This is so bad. And if it wasn't for how sick Jace has been and how badly we need answers, I probably would have said, you know what, screw the fact that we just had an appointment and walked out because it was that bad. Even when they put us into a room to wait for the doctor to come in, it was so bad that I was like, everybody in this clinic can hear them. And even when the doctor came in and was there, this like random strange man that they don't know in the room, they didn't stop. It was unbelievable. This is not how my children usually are. I mean, they have their days, right? But it was not their norm by any stretch of the imagination. I was so upset. I was so uncomfortable. And I know that a lot of that comes from like the perceived um embarrassment, right? The like, oh my gosh, everyone is gonna think my kids are so horrible, they're gonna be judgy, all of that stuff. And it's not um those aren't really thoughts that go through my mind, but at the same time, it was like I was having like residues of them, and I was also very unimpressed with my children. Like, I was just like, this is rude. You guys are being obnoxious. What the hell's going on? So it was a little bit rough, and like the doctor was great about it and whatever, and I literally had to hold Casey. I couldn't hold Jace. It had to be Casey just because she's smaller. Um, while she fought me, I had to hold her in my arms to keep them from fighting each other. And she was just like yelling and fighting me and having a fit. And so was Jace, even though he wasn't in my, I was like, I could barely hear the doctor. It was horrible. And then I had, um, like all the electrons were coming in, right? We had like we got all negatives on all the tests that we had done, so we have to go for more testing to find what the actual problem is. We got another option to try in the meantime, um, et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, I was, as far as like the actual results and appointment go, I was glad with what we walked out with. I was like, Kate, we have, more paths to pursue. We've got options here. We're not just being told like, go home and suffer. Um, but it was just a really, really horrible doctor's appointment. Um, and then on the way home, of course, because as soon as we got in the car, I was like, hey, Like, give me the Switch. Like, they had been playing it in the car. I was like, you guys are not playing on that. That is not how we behave. You don't get screens and stuff when you're behaving this way. This is how we, like, this is like their main thing. They always want to have to be on a screen. And I'm like, you're not going to be on a screen when you behave like crap. And that is one of my like all time, like, absolutely not. I will not reward that behavior. Now, I do try to hold space for my kids' behavior when it's emotional, like whatever, but it was just awful behavior at this point. Like, they got enough sleep, they got all the good food. There was no, like, just no reason for it. And not to say that we can't have emotions without having a reason, but there was, there's a level of that is acceptable. Um, and learning to not, um, upset everyone in the vicinity in the process that I want them to do, right? So, anyways, parenting aside, on the way home they were very quiet because they were in, and I called their dad to update on the appointment, and he was unbelievably rude. Like, I mean, he's always rude, but he as soon as I told him what the doctor had said, he got racist, he got ignorant, he got like all of these, and I was just like, what the hell just happened? What the fuck did I just hear? And especially because it's on the car speaker, like the kids are listening, picking up this crap, I was just mind blown. I could not believe what came out of his mouth. And it didn't matter what I said, he was not stopping. It was getting worse and worse. I finally hung up on him just to like stop the kids hearing this stupid conversation. And, there was no point in it. There was no point in me continuing the conversation. And my kids got mad at me for hanging up on their dad. It's just like, yeah, shut up, just be quiet. Like, I can't handle this right now. And I didn't tell them to shut up. But I was like, I'm done. Just don't even talk. Just be quiet. And I don't care. I don't care that you're mad at me that I hung up on your dad. Your dad was being rude. End of story. Like, we don't have to listen to people be rude to us. And, like, no. Anyway, it was just so ridiculous. And then it was, doing up this paperwork. I was like, I've done this once. I already did this like contract to invoice thing for one client for this particular program. Why am I having an issue right now? And I was having all of the techie issues with like making things connect on the back end. And I was like, whatever, like I know this woman, so I sent the contract. I'm like, okay, there's the contract. I don't know if it's going to send you the invoice. If it doesn't, I'll do it manually, like whatever. And then I had, uh, the same ex, was planning on taking the kids camping for the next week and a bit, which is great. I'm like, yes, take them. They need to go away right now. But they were going to leave on Saturday morning, and all of a sudden he wanted them Friday night. So I'm like, okay. So we had to do all the packing up and getting ready to go and whatever more urgently. Ran them over there. Somehow missed a raincoat. And so I got back home. And first of all, he's like texting me, did you send his shoes? And I'm like, I didn't even answer because I'm like, you didn't even look through the 3 bags that I brought because they're there. So I just ignored it. And then, 10 minutes later or so, I found them. And then it was like, oh, there's no raincoat. And I just waited at first because I was like, I swear I put the raincoats in. So I was just like waiting. And then I didn't hear back about that one. So I was like, oh, well, maybe. So then I went and looked around and I'm like, oh, damn it, we left your raincoat. And just for reference, it's an hour round trip to drive to my ex's place. It's half hour one way almost. So I was like, damn it. I don't want to do this again. I'm trying to do this stuff for this client. And at first I almost just like picked up and ran like, oh, it's urgent. But he actually wanted them that night and they weren't leaving till the morning. And I was like, no, I don't need to like drop and run for him. That's stupid. Like, even if I go in the middle of the night, it won't matter because they're not leaving till the morning. So I finished what I had to do, continued on. I'm still like, I'm suspending disbelief. Nothing's going wrong here. We're good. We're good. Everything is fine. It's going to be perfect. I'm exactly where I need to be. And I'm just reassuring myself the whole way through. And sent it off and got all of that sorted and was just like, because again, I did not let my ex's drama and my kids' drama this time take over my business and what needed to be done, like the bare minimum that needed to be done for my business to move forward at this pace and the steps that were supposed to be happening, because I didn't allow that to take over. And I was like, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to get this done and then I will go. The payment came through. Everything was fine. Amazing. So super celebration. This one is a payment plan, so it's a little bit different than the last one, but at the same time, it's also at a higher price point. And it is like, it puts me, I still have to do the math, so I don't want to celebrate too soon, but it puts me very close to the 8K month. With my other sales for the month, it puts me very close to the 8K month, which is, and has been the goal to get back to, right? The 8K months that I was at before I left my ex. So, the racist one that I was just because my mind was just so blown by this day. So anyways, um, if I look at it from a sales perspective, it would be like an 8K month. From a cash perspective, like what actually came in, it's not that high. So I wanted to point that out just because so often online, again, these are like these misconceptions that occur a lot. So I want to share them. I want to be really open and honest about them, right? So a lot of coaches will talk about having like these dollar amounts. And when I say I had an 8K month before, I mean an 8K cash month, 8K in my bank account month, not an 8K sales month. So this month right now would be like an 8K sales month where I sold 8K, but those payments are going to be coming in over the next however many months, right? That's not, um, that doesn't count as like cash in my bank account this month. So it's a little bit of a different perspective in that way. And I needed, and it was like, whatever. I don't want to go into all like the dollar details or whatever, but it was still super celebration, still super excited for the transformation that this woman is going to have in my program, super excited about my program. Everything is still in full alignment there. And that is incredible because with all of the trauma and drama that has been happening over the last week and a half for me, the fact that there is success still happening, that the success is here, it's arriving, it's showing up in my bank account, in my Stripe account, in my, all of these things consistently um, through my business, as well as, other things just working out more smoothly. And there's been some ups and downs as far as finances go. There's been downs like spending too much on groceries because I thought I was going to be feeding another adult male, things like that. Um, and because I thought he was going to be contributing to those groceries and stuff. But it all works out in the end. And trusting that I am capable of creating a solution to all of these problems that arise, and trusting that I can put these people on hold who have been dropping my life for years now. And I mean, really, like my oldest dad, it's been 23 years of like drop and run, drop and run, drop and run. My two youngest, their dad, it's been over a decade now, right? I can't do math, whatever. Um, but it's been a long time, and there's it's ingrained at this point. So now I need to actively fight it every time it comes up, and that's okay. And I'm just really proud of myself for now getting to the point where it's easier for me to get there, where I don't drop and run first and then go, I'm not supposed to do that, right? So this time I was able to be like, nope, he can wait. I'm going to do this first, and who knows, more might get brought up that I'll have to bring again if I were to run right now. So we'll just wait. Nothing else got brought up, and I ended up driving the raincoat later and all the things. But it was it was just a testament again, and I just find it so incredibly wild that every time, pardon me, that every time that my exes have some drama, and this time it was, right? Yes, it was my kids too, but it was also my ex. And every time it's like right when there's some sort of success coming in, some sort of win coming in for Brianna, and boom, they just blow it up, right? And this time and the last time and whatever, like I haven't allowed it to. And I'm really proud of myself for that. I am proving to myself, to my brain, to my RAS, my reticular activating system, which I've been talking about a lot lately, which is really interesting. It keeps coming up in all these different conversations that I'm having. But I have been proving to my mind, right? The part of our mind that goes like, is looking for the proof to sustain our beliefs. So if we believe something negative, like they interrupt every time I'm near success, they blow it up and therefore I can't succeed, your RAS will continue to bring you situations that prove that. And every time that I disprove that and go, actually, no, they bring these situations and try to blow it up, but I don't let that happen and I still have the win. And then I go deal with their bullshit. Every time that I do that, I am now giving my brain proof in the other direction. And the more that I do that, the more that it is trained to look for the proof of that positive, of that win. And the more that those come in more and more easily, and the more easy it becomes for me to be like, fuck no, you're not messing with my life. So just all around celebrating, absolutely exciting, absolutely just incredible. And as far as income goes, as far as, all of that goes, even if it's not like an 8K cash month, it's still a consistent chunk of money that's coming in every month now for a good long time that will um, allow me to be more stable financially on an ongoing basis. So that is incredible, right? That's something that is super, super powerful, super, super helpful in my life. And I'm super excited to get to work with this woman, just like I was with the first one. They are both absolutely incredible. They are perfect. I am so excited for this inner circle to begin. And if anyone has been sort of, keeping their eye on it and wants to book a call, they don't do pressured sales. So just um, book a call. I'll put the link in the show notes and just book a call to see if you'd be a good fit. Again, I do not do pressured sales, so you can ask all the questions in the world. I can give you all the answers. I can think you're a good fit, and you can still say no, and I will not be upset. So don't ever feel pressured by that. I would love to chat with you. There are a few more women who still need to come in, and I have some ideas about what those people what qualities those people bring. And it's really just, this has been the most fascinating program of mine to put out, with this suspending disbelief in hand beside it, and with the level of intuitive self-trust that I now have. The messages that I receive about the program and about the women who are coming in, all of it, it's just so fascinating. It's so incredible. And it absolutely makes it so much easier for me to continue to believe it, because I'm like, why would I get names? Why would I get these details if these people weren't going to come in? They're going to come. They're coming. It's all good. And just, loving all of that. Also have had a couple of signups now for the Activate event, which is happening on Tuesday, July 2nd. I will put the sign up for that in the show notes as well. And that one is to align with your highest timeline, highest available timeline, so that you can manifest and take these, like, you know, the I'm doing air quotes, but the quantum leaps, I find that title so cheesy now because it's so overused online, but take a big leap forward towards the things that you're trying to accomplish right now in your business, in your life. Um, So this event will be an activation ceremony and alignment ceremony, and it's going to be so, so incredible, and I'm super excited for it. And then on the second day, we will actually be mapping out your path to integrating that activation into your life so that you know what to do going forward, so that it doesn't just, come in and then you're not quite aligned with it vibrationally, energetically, whatever, and then it just sort of dissipates. Instead, you'll have this map to follow, which is super, super exciting. And then there's also the option to upgrade to a 1 month group coaching pod that I am going to be running, where I will support you through the integration. So we'll map it out on that second day, and then going forward from there, you would have my support, coaching, healing, all of the things, whatever was to come up that was making it feel hard for you to integrate that activation. I would be supporting you through. So that is also an optional upgrade. It automatically pops up for you on the sales page if you want to purchase the Activate event. It will give you the option to purchase the upgrade. You do not have to. Um, so all of that will be all in the show notes. I'm super excited about all of it. It's all just, I just love the alignment. I love the feeling of these programs coming in, and these, the women who are joining them that just are so aligned. They just feel so good. So super excited for that. And I think that that's really about it for the day, but definitely leaning into that trust that I am exactly where I need to be, despite all of the crap that keeps getting thrown my way. I'm loving that now I'm having the actual proof come in that shows that not only am I exactly where I need to be, but my success is here. So yes, loving it. And that is what I have for you today. I will talk to you all tomorrow.